I realised that a lot of these start with just humming.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's nice, it's soothing. It's like a gentle ramp up to the madness that'll surely ensue.
Do you think it's possible to hum in a non-soothing way?
I think have a threatening hum, you just have to do it in like a dark, isolated place, and just have only if you're in like a dark alleyway at like 3 a.m. and you hear a hum in the distance, that's instantly going to be pretty threatening.
But it's like nursery rhymes, isn't it? Children's nursery rhymes.
Mm.
Yeah, they're all fine when Dave Benson Phillips is singing them on Fun Song Factory, but the moment you get a 6-year-old girl singing it in a graveyard, and you can't actually see where the girl is, that's terrifying.
But somehow you've assessed the gender? Excuse me, Peter?
Wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It could just be Dave Benson Phillips, but with a higher voice. You never know.
Could his voice be any higher? Oh no! My exosuit has been hit!
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Oh, that hurt to do that. New appreciation for Dave and all he does.
That was a trooper.
Yeah.
All his miracles.
When he goes to Nando's, he gets the hottest sauce and just layers his throat in it, and it helps prepare him for his vocal activities of the day.
Oh
I call it Dave's secret larynx juice.
Oh, larynx juice, no.
Right. Let's talk Kevin.
Oh, shit, yeah. We need to talk about Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin. He's not been eating his vegetables recently. Have you guys had the same issue as me?
But the best way to remedy that would be to start a podcast, because he will then have to open his mouth and we can just shove loads of vegetables inside.
But we can't be doing that at dinner time every day just for a meal.
Well, we'll just have to make sure we give him a fortnight's worth of vegetables in one go each time.
Oh my God.
1,000 peas.
Energy cube. I'm worried that his non-vegetable eating is part of a larger problem because he's acting up.
Right.
Oh.
For example, right now, outside the window, he's playing outside on the street with his friends and he's not come home. And I said, Kevin, you need to be home for 7. It's now 10 to 8.
This is ridiculous.
He's still outside.
The street lights aren't on. Maybe he's living by that, the sort of Facebook mum meme kind of. We used to... in my childhood, we drank out of the hose pipe. I don't know why this woman's voice isn't broken yet.
How old is this woman?
She's either 90 or she's like a 14-year-old boy. I'm not really sure. But
Well, that's what drinking out the hose pipe does to you. It just ages you so quickly.
Messes you up.
And then add to that hose pipe water, a little bit of hot sauce, and you get Dave Benson. Oh no!
Right, I'm gonna shout out the window to Kevin now to start the music. You guys
Excellent.
ready?
Yeah.
Kevin, put that boy down. Kevin, he's eaten a dog. Kevin,
Oh my God, Kevin, no. Was that Gizmo?
Kevin, you need to be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. No, don't you pull that face. He's telling me to go fuck myself.
Wow. All right, that's a bit too far.
Kevin, you can have 10 more minutes as long as you open your mouth and play
No,
the
you
volume
can't.
thing,
You can't sway to him like that. You can't. You said come in now. Then he said 5 more minutes. Then he told you to go fuck yourself, and he said 10 more minutes. That's how these kids get out of control.
Look, Peter Austin. All right, when it's your turn to watch Kevin, you can parent him however you want.
On
but
weekends.
quite frankly, it's just getting through the day most of the time.
Right.
All right, so let me just do this.
Oh, me head.
Kevin, can you roll the intro, please? Kevin's coming back. He's just gone to the toilet.
Oh, yours does it at the worst times.
Yeah, well, Kevin's always at my... I told you, I own Kevin. He's mine.
I don't know.
Do you want to borrow him?
No, but I didn't know. Does he live there? Or does he just come around when he knows you're doing a podcast?
He's just sort of like... He's kind of ever-present.
Okay.
So, right now, he's... Oh, hang on. Yeah, he's just flushed the toilet and... Oh, he's just floated through the wall. Yeah, okay, Kevin's here.
Right.
So he doesn't really obey the laws of anything. I'm fairly sure that... why don't you give him a call, see if you can get him to come to you.
Are you sure he's not... Is this a mongoose? How can he go through the walls?
Well,
Maybe
I can't see him
Oh.
because he's a freak.
I like to think
okay.
Kevin doesn't even have a cassette player to play the intro on. It just emits from his body. He's like a human speaker.
You haven't seen him. I tell you what, Michael, call him over to you now, and you'll see what he does is his eyes just go completely black, like just pure black, the blackest you've ever seen.
Okay,
And then his jaw unhinges and just like falls all the way down limply, and then the Podiots theme just plays out of it.
Oh, me head.
Kevin was round at mine a few days ago, but he's not here anymore.
Oh, did you have him over for tea?
I did, yeah.
Oh, what did you have?
Well, what I had to do, because we had just potato smileys, just loads of potato smileys.
Nice.
And in order to get him to eat it, like, he wouldn't open his mouth, and so I had to pretend that a podcast was starting. I had to say, you know, I'd had to stand near him with a plate of potato smileys and just say, "Right, guys, are you ready? Shall we go? Okay, let's run the intro." And then he sort of opened his mouth and did the noise, and then I shoved him in.
Every potato smiley.
Yeah.
That's what that was. I was wondering, because as we discussed before, that frequency can be heard around the world.
Yeah.
And I heard that, and I was like, what the fuck? What was Kevin doing?
Why is there a podcast beginning somewhere?
7 times in a row. This is weird.
And he didn't choke.
No, he didn't. I don't think he... I think he's like a duck. He just swallows. You know,
Right.
There's no chewing involved.
He didn't need to rub his throat or anything to induce...
Didn't have to put
swallowing.
the potato smiley inside a piece of chicken, like a tablet for a cat.
Oh, me head.
Kevin's just been huddled in my flat for a while. I don't know if he's sheltering from something, or I don't know what's going on. But
Is he doing that pigeon thing where he's got no neck and is just sort of all ruffled up?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, me head.
Carrie at _carrytheworst asks, what does Kevin look like exactly? The more detail, the better. Now, keep in mind, Carrie is our resident, non-resident, official, unofficial artist. So there's an outside chance she might want this detail so that she can do our art of Kevin.
Well, Longhorns.
Longhorns. We've established that he's got wheels, haven't we? Did we say how many?
I think 3.
Yeah, I was thinking 3. Yeah, it's 3, yeah.
Okay.
Sort of like the cooker from A Grand Day Out.
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit. He eats dogs.
Yep.
Um,
He's got a jaw he can unhinge.
yeah.
His favourite bit of clothing is his crop top sweater. So his belly's always on show. It looks real good on him.
And of course, on the crop top, it is emblazoned with Wurzel Gummidge.
Oh,
Just Wurzel Gummidge's face there.
classic.
Yeah.
He has a tattoo on his midriff of the pigeon tattoo from Mikey's future funeral. He's seen it, and he came back. We should also mention that Kevin has come to us from the future as well. He's not from our time.
No, you're right. And you can tell that by the trousers that he's wearing, which are actually 100% reflective to the point that it almost looks like he's not got trousers on. It's like they almost look like a portal because it just perfectly shows the texture of whatever is in front of him.
His torso is invisible, but you can still see his clothes and also his tattoo as well. It just sort of floats there. So he's got these crazy trousers.
Yeah.
He's got invisible torso, but the tattoo, you can still see it. Horns.
Wurzel Gummidge crop top.
Wurzel Gummidge crop top. Unhinged jaw, 3 wheels.
His left and right arms aren't the same length. His left one droops considerably lower than the right.
Yeah,
And also, if you look at his hands, they're on the wrong way round.
they are. And actually, all of his fingers are just on one hand.
He's got 20 fingers.
No,
And the other one is sort of just a knife, isn't it?
He's got 10 fingers just on one hand.
Oh,
And yeah,
okay.
the other one's a knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like a multi-tool. He's great.
Yeah. Great big bushy beard.
A great big bushy beard.
And what was his hair again, Mikey? I can't. He's come inside now, but I can't see him. He's not coming.
Oh,
in
he's
here.
got like, you know, the haircut that the monks have. Where it's just like bald in the middle and hair out everywhere else.
Yeah, theoretically possible.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Bingo. A little bit sexist. He's a little bit sexist. I don't know if there's a way you can get that in there.
Yeah.
He's young. He'll learn.
Is that it?
I think that's about it. So there you go, Carrie. That's exactly what Kevin looks like.
Best of luck.
Can't miss him.
Best of luck with that. If you're going to draw it, Godspeed.
So there you go. I think if Carrie was wanting to draw Kevin to begin with, I think she's
not
probably
gonna
decided
anymore.
not to now.
Oh, me head.
You boys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Kevin around at all?
Didn't you
Never
send
been
him
here.
to the shops like on Tuesday and he hasn't come back yet?
Oh, that's a good point.
Shit.
Maybe when he got there, there was some sort of, we need someone to start some music-based emergency at the shop. You know, so something was happening
Right.
in which someone desperately needed a man or woman to help them
woman.
play some music, and he was like, "My time to shine." And he's
Got this. Unhinged his jaw.
yeah.
Just started playing out of his gullet like a megaphone.
Yeah.
What? And that's how he solved. Well, he didn't solve world peace. He created world peace.
He solved the problem of world peace.
Well, but it's been too peaceful for too long around here.
Thank God for that.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I see him. He's here.
He's back.
He's here.
Oh,
he's
just
here.
in time.
Kevin. Oh no, he's gone.
Fuck.
He's gone. He was heading in your direction though, Peter, across the river. Do you see him?
No.
Can you peer out your window?
Oh no, that wasn't him. No, someone who looked like him.
Oh wait. No, I see. Oh, sorry. No, it's just a pigeon. Sorry.
I mean, I could just start it this time, I suppose.
Do you want to just press play for us?
Hang on.
Okay. Oh my God! If anyone, Peter just fell off his chair. If anyone sees Kevin in the meantime, please tweet us at Vidiots Official. Let us know where he is, please.
He's dearly missed. Yeah. We're still paying his salary.
Gone a second, but Peter, did you actually fall off? Or you?
I'm fine.
Oh, I got worried
good.
there. Jesus, I thought you actually died.
That was a bit of Foley artistry. That was me slamming the music button, but then you carried on talking, so the music can't play.
Sorry, do you want to press?
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll just sort of slam.
Back off.
You ready for the music, guys?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay,
yeah.
Here it comes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official
Biff.
Oh, there we go.
Vidiots
Boof.
podcast.
Bam. Oh, who's doing? Is that Mikey?
It's a conversational. Who knows? Oh. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the three us, where everybody brings
a thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Michael.
The River Severn is river dividing Wales and the rest of England.
Genuinely couldn't even understand that.
I could.
Oh, really?
Could you? It's because we make that joke to each other all the time.
And we always do the exact same. It's always the River Severn.
The River Severn.
It's a geography. When they wheel out the TV in geography class.
It's been on
and they play the
volume
old
100.
VHS.
Yes.
The River Severn is a river that divides...
It sounds so accurate. What the fuck?
There's just occasional syllables just make it. I think they hit the resonant frequency of the TV, and it just goes like, they'll be talking about
the Amazon River is...
Yeah, it's always the
River Severn.
Sorry, that really tickled me. Because you started making those noises, and all came back to me, flooding back.
Yeah, everybody's been there. Everybody's had Mr. Hornsby for geography. Old PE teacher, won't leave the school. Still there. Geography
Cairo
teacher now.
is based on the side of the River Nile.
That's what it's like.
As we pan across Europe and look at Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia? How old is this video?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Wait, is Czechoslovakia not a thing? What the fuck?
No.
It's not anymore.
What happened to it?
It's the Czech Republic
Czech
now.
Republic and Slovakia.
There we go.
So you clearly had the VHS I was describing.
I've been watching that for years. That's where I get all my information from.
Oh, me head.
Peter likes to buy used like USB stick style MP3 players from the early noughties and just listen to them, and it's just a lucky dip for him.
Yeah, I only buy used ones that will just have preloaded music onto them.
Yeah. It's just Where Is the Love, but it sounds like this.
The River Severn.
Where is the love?
Yeah, exactly.
People killing, people dying.
I think I did actually have Where Is the Love on my USB.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
What was that? What were you singing?
It's a song about Durham.
Oh, I see. The Pink Panther, right?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yay! You win 50 points.
You were both singing it so sort of in a very subdued... It was as though you were actually the Pink Panther and you were just trying to stay low-key, but you were singing the tune as well.
Maybe the Pink Panther was inside you all along.
Yeah.
The Pink Panther inside my Peter.
Oh, God.
That was the true
No,
magic.
I don't want that.
Take off the wig. What is it? Ears. What colour are they? Pink. Why are they pink? Because you're a panther.
Are Pink Panthers like an actual thing? I mean, obviously they're not. No. Okay.
I mean,
immediately just going to shut that down.
I mean, here's news for you. Here's news that this might surprise you.
Oh my
that
God.
a panther isn't even a species of animal.
Wait, what?
Really?
Yeah.
What is it then?
So this is the thing. You know how like when some people report seeing like big cats in the UK, like on like Dartmoor and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time
Classic Dartmoor.
Yeah, classic Dartmoor. And you're like, oh yeah, what did you think it was? Like, oh, it was a panther. It was a black panther. It's like, well, actually, I think you'll find.
That's right.
That a panther isn't a species of cat. It's like a collective term for like lions, tigers, pumas.
Really?
It's like, yeah, I think it's. I don't know what the exact criterion is.
Tim Allen over here. Wow.
I don't know if it's like they have to be able to roar or something, because like a cheetah.
That was when the guy was like going around writing his encyclopedia. Like, right, Mr. John Wilkes Booth. I don't know why I went for the guy who killed Abraham Lincoln, but can you do a roar for me? Okay, you're classified as a panther.
Well, so this is the thing though. But a cheetah is the biggest cat that can purr.
Oh.
Or it's like the biggest cat that can't roar or something like that. And that's
I think
like...
my favourite thing about all this is the fact that you're not reading from a screen. You're just reciting this from your little brain. And it's...
Well, I have now just looked up the definition of panther.
A black panther is the melanistic colour variant of other big cat species.
Okay, so...
Black panthers in Asia and Africa are leopards.
Ooh.
And those in America are jaguars. Jaguars.
Right. So I think it's because it's so commonly used by people to describe just a black cat, like a black panther.
Yeah.
It now just means it means what people say it means, but it certainly didn't used to mean that.
So I'm sorry, I just googled it. I'm going to bring some facts to the party.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
okay.
no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Ignore me. I was going to bring some facts, but I was going to bring more misinformation. Never mind. But,
Can we get a nice little petition, maybe a change.org going?
Yeah.
It's time we lobby big comic book film. It's time we lobby Marvel to rename Black Panther to melanistic African leopard.
Yeah, come on, guys, let's get accurate.
I agree.
I want to be I want to be stuffed and then propped up in a chair, like a gaming chair in front of a webcam with my hand on the mouse and keyboard, and then just some game running, and then live streamed just forever.
Can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can we take you to the taxidermy place that makes the foxes look really weird?
Yes.
And wonky.
I don't think that's just one taxidermy place. I think that's just bad taxidermists. But yeah,
I think that's what the business is called, isn't it?
bad taxidermy.
Yeah, they do all of them.
Yeah. I want to be wonkily taxidermized and then propped up on a live stream forever. You know, I want to do what I love after I'm dead.
Pete, can I quickly jump in with an old news story here?
Yeah.
Someone's already done this without the live streaming part.
Oh, Christ.
A family whose teenage son died honoured his memory in an unusual wake. His corpse was positioned in a chair facing a television screen, a video game controller in hand, and his favourite snacks next to him.
Oh my God.
Snacks.
There's a picture here if you're comfortable seeing that.
Go on then.
Let me
Hit
just
me.
pop it in. It's very weird. My internet's very slow, so this might take a while.
Okay.
See, I like video games, but I can think of nothing worse than being remembered as, that's all he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so weird.
that's horrible.
Oh, it's loading.
What's that? What's he got there? Has he got some Pepsi? There's some Doritos.
Jesus Christ. He's leant so far back.
He's chilling, man.
That dude is reclined.
Ooh.
He's wearing socks and sandals,
Socks
though,
and
which
sandals, yeah.
isn't the coolest thing in the world, but...
Have you seen the socks? So they've got a picture of a basketball player on them. So,
Sure.
Pretty poor turnout as well. Look, all those empty chairs behind.
It's weird how they've set him up like a museum exhibit.
Yeah.
There's like a rope round him.
Don't step past that velvet rope.
Please don't touch the exhibit.
That's weird.
No, that's strange. I don't like that. Peter Austin.
Yeah.
It is 2014.
Oh, is
and
it?
Season 4 of Game of Thrones is currently airing.
Season what, 4?
Season 4.
Okay.
You've just turned 73, receiving the VHS edition of the 1983 Wind in the Willows film. It's your favourite.
I love that. I genuinely really like that film.
That was a
course
complete
you do.
stab in the dark, but I'm fucking hit it right on the head, didn't I?
Yeah.
I literally searched, what's an old thing? Wind in the Willows. When was the oldest film made? 1983. He probably likes that one.
Oh, 83. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't know what that one is. Sorry. That's my mistake.
God damn it. Okay, well, close anyway.
There's one that's got like all of Monty Python in it, or nearly all of them, and that was quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were 73 in 2014.
Right.
That is fact. For the benefit of those unfamiliar with Mr. Blobby, allow Wikipedia to enlighten you. Mr. Blobby is a character featured on Noel Edmonds' Saturday night variety BBC television show Noel's House Party. A bulbous pink figure covered with yellow spots, he has a permanent toothy grin and green jiggling eyes. Mr. Blobby communicates only by saying the word blobby in an electronically altered voice, expressing his moods through tone of voice and repetition. Through tone of voice, and repetition. He topped the UK singles charts with the 1993 Christmas release, Mr. Blobby.
He did.
Now, dear friend of the show, Noel Edmonds, appeared on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here last year. Mm-hmm. And before he went into the jungle, he had the following words to say when asked what Blobby would think of him going into the jungle. Well, the story of Mr. Blobby is a sad story because the fame got to him. You know the story? Oh my God. After the whole American experience and whatever, he got a bar in Marbella and Mrs. Blobby left with the kids and he drank the profits, frankly. He was never going to work. Sorry, it was never going to work when you think of the climate in Marbella. It was never going to work. That smell of rubber was putting people off, so he is a shadow of his former self.
Oh my God.
Did he just fucking spitball that in the moment? Because that's incredible.
Who did he say this to? To the press?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a story on the Mirror.
Oh my God, that's canon. Website. I mean, he gets to choose the canon.
Well, yeah.
I think.
So this is the last canon update we have on Mr. Blobby. But
oh my God.
What if there's more to the story?
Oh.
And what if it took on a more erotic slant?
Oh no.
Are you saying that you have brought Mr. Blobby fanfiction erotica?
This is what I'm christening, and bear with me here, Blob erotica.
Yes, it's perfect.
And this fan fiction comes by way of Shay_Butters on Wattpad.com. I've made some slight adjustments to make it more relevant to Blobby canon, mainly in that he speaks in full sentences in the original version, which just isn't right. And quite frankly, it's filth. And it needed cleaning up a little bit for our good, wholesome Christian audience of boys and girls.
Oh.
But
so he's going to be whispering sweet blobbings into someone's ear.
No.
I also need 2 volunteers. One to play Mr.
Me, sir.
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Me.
You?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. One of you needs to play Mr. Blobby, and one of you needs to play his sexy friend.
Oh, jeez.
Can I be the sexy friend?
By all means, Peter, go for it.
So, Michael Johnson as Mr. Blobby.
Yeah.
And Peter Austin as sexy friend.
So they're all you were born to play, Michael.
I can't wait. I was just about to say that. It's all culminated to this. Oh,
this is just has Booth's name written all over it. Like, she likes her fanfic and she likes her Blobby. You know, she'd be loving this. I hope she's listening.
Well, I hope Booth enjoys it.
Yeah.
Right, you guys ready?
Mm.
Let me just double check that I've got it all in here because I couldn't forgive myself if this went wrong.
Literally,
okay, I've got it all.
Those first 8 words change tense.
Oh, believe me, I've made some adjustments for context, but I've kept all of the weird sentence structure and tense issues in. It sort of jumps between the past tense and the present tense. Mr. Blobby, are you ready?
Oh, Blobby.
Thank you. Peter Austin, sexy friend, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. The air had a moist sensation as you look up. The tears of loneliness from the sky relate to the sinking feeling of being dumped by your obnoxious, now ex-boyfriend. As you drag yourself around the streets, you notice the old park where you and your schoolmates used to play at. Slumping down on a bench, you sigh as you're being drenched in the rain. Suddenly you notice a pink blurry figure in the distance. It waddles over to you with a big, creepy and sexy grin as you examine the figure's six-pack and yellow polka dots placed on his greasy plastic skin.
Blobby?
He looked at your tear-streamed face with his beautiful green eyes.
Oh.
You quietly said.
My boyfriend dumped me for a woman.
Blobby?
The pink, handsome figure gasped.
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
Well, he said that women simply to put it, have more potential than you.
You look down as the flashbacks flood your brain. The pink figure pats your head.
Blobby,
he said compassionately, holding out a grossly misshapen hand.
Really?
You muster that as you hold back the second wave of tears.
Blobby.
The pink figure took your hand with his greasy grip and led you while you followed. You have so many thoughts of him comforting you as you follow.
Blobby, 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 blobby.
Oh, I'm insert name here.
You finally arrived at a home that matched Mr. Blobby's skin. Without hesitation, he leads you to his room.
What?
He pins you to the bed.
What are you doing?
Blobby!
You stayed silent as Mr. Blobby began undressed the top half of you, and you feel something hard grind on you.
Oh no! Why is this exciting me?
You become very excited as Mr. Blobby teases your Wilkins by roughly kissing/gnawing it through the fabric.
Blobby, blob, blob, blobby, blobby, blob, blob.
He muttered seductively at your Wilson.
Please don't speak while touching it.
He started to kiss your nip-nops, giving them a small suckled. Without having 2 minutes, your jeans become damp as you made a boo cake. Not just your clothes, but onto Mr. Blobby and his William, giving off an erotic look.
Blobby, blob, blob.
He growled as he ripped off the jeans and gently slid off your boo cake underwear.
Blobby,
he said, his stare unblinking as he put the pants in his bedside drawer. You keep silent with the face of trying to resist. You grasp as his chiseled fingers insert your naughty zone.
I can't hold back anymore!
A sudden thrust penetrates. Every time he thrusted, you make a boo cake. You continued baking boo cakes all night long till the morning, until you could practically open a stall at the village fete to sell all of the boo cakes you baked that night with hot Blobby. The end.
What the fuck? No!
There's so much to say about that. Why did he take off the boo cake underwear and put it into the bedside drawer?
So this is an editor's note fragment. Consider revising. Obviously, Blobby originally had dialogue in this, so I had to try and give some context through updating the narration. He originally said that he was going to keep them for later, for special intimate time on his own.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's very sentimental, our Blobby.
And
any other questions?
I'll
now take questions.
To what extent did it say boo cake / bukkake versus like something else? Because what are the odds? We call it a boo cake, and then there's a thing about baking boo cakes at the village fete. And I want to know what level of editing that has had. That's
all me. The gist is still there, but I had to sort of commit to the boo cake alternative,
right,
and also the Wilson-Wilkins alternative, and the getting excited alternative. Because quite frankly, Peter, it was filth.
I can imagine. Well, maybe I can't imagine.
It would just make everyone, I think, more uncomfortable than so. It would remove the fun, I think, by talking about it quite so unsubtly.
Are you using Wilson as like a gender-neutral term for genitals here?
That's a very good point. Maybe this is I mean, it's meant to be, I believe, between two gay lovers.
Oh, that makes... Oh, there we go. Me with my heteronormative ways. I thought this was a girl and a Blobby, and I got really confused when I heard whispered at your Wilkins.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that makes sense now, of course.
My boyfriend left me for a woman, remember?
Oh.
I think it was... The title of it was something like Mr. Blobby takes your V card or something like that. It said part 2 coming soon, but unfortunately this was posted in 2011, and I don't think we're going to get another part.
Well, you don't want to come too soon, do you? You have to be
exactly.
Thoughtful lover.
You've got to keep that boo cake in the oven for a while.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will come out all soft.
Oh, I don't want a soft boo cake.
No, you don't.
Nice firm one. That's what you want. Anyway, Sam Almond asks, we've had cereal and animals, but what's the big tournament/fight of 2019?
Oh, my goodness.
Have we done crisps?
Baby.
Oh, did you just slap down a...
Yeah.
Was that paper I heard slapping down?
This is the book I've had since the Ogscast, and I got this on the first day of the Ogscast, as we all did, and only, let's see, 4 pages of it are written on.
Yeah, I think
I have the door code on one.
Yeah, I think I wrote on like 2 pages of mine the whole time we were there.
So I've got animal fight, cereal fight, I've got a third undisclosed fight, and on the 4th page I've got some Sonic fan art of him kissing a woman from Sonic 06.
Oh yeah, it was good.
it's
That it was good art.
But today's fight, ladies and gentlemen, ding ding ding, it is British supermarkets. And
Okay, HBO, I got a new fucking show for you.
Didn't even
Get rid
qualify.
of the houses in Game of Thrones. It's all about people loyal to supermarkets.
Yeah, happy shoppers.
Tesco marching in with their stripy blue and white uniform. There's the orange heads from Sainsbury. Asda have got the backing of Walmart, so they're just rolling up in tanks.
Nice. So our first battle is between Iceland and Asda. Now, Asda, I'm not a fan of. It's cheap. I mean, I shopped at Asda for nearly a year when I lived in my first flat in Bristol. It was a fucking godsend.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the fresh fruit and vegetable section is quite small and it's quite sad, actually.
Yeah,
Whereas,
I don't think it's the fresh fruit and vegetable. I think it's just the fruit and vegetable section.
Yeah. It's just quite a dim, horrible, sad place, really.
Yeah.
Like, most supermarkets are well lit. It's bright. You can look around. But Asda, I don't know. They put their money elsewhere.
They put the money into the UV light in the toilets so that people can't shoot up.
Oh my, yeah, that's genuinely a thing.
Just try and fucking stop me.
Yeah, I'll find that Vin. I
I want to see it.
Just put it straight into my eyeball.
Yeah, is that a thing in all Asdas? Is that just Bristol?
It's probably just that one. Well, not just that one, but that one in particular, I think, because it is just surrounded by junkies.
So even though we've just ripped into Asda for a good while there, Iceland, I don't know, I feel wrong making that win against the two.
I think I'd still rather go for Asda because Iceland is Kerikatona, right? And,
yeah.
I can't say I've ever really shopped at Iceland, but you know, all the mums are there, and it sort of seems to be quite a gender biased place. Like I feel like it's anti-dad.
Yeah, remember when we did that Cocoa Pop story?
Chased out. Yeah,
exactly.
They're on a mission against dads. Whereas if you go to Asda, as we all know, you've got the cake machine, you've got the pizza counter, which is way better than it has any right to be.
Theoretically possible.
It's also, they play Dancing in the Moonlight for some reason over the speakers.
On loop.
And I walked down the aisle and like I heard the aisle. I was getting married at Asda, and I heard at least 5 or 6 different people humming along to Dancing in the Moonlight as I was doing my shopping.
Yes.
And it's like, this is nice. Like, this is some weird... It's like the rise of brands on social media being like, hey, yeet yourself into a self-help program, my dudes. Mental health is important. Also, buy some coffee from us, please. It's kind of like that, where it's like, come in for the music and the ambience, but also buy...
Stay for the
maybe a rug.
There we go.
On the other hand, Iceland is famous for its mini everything.
It
mini
is
burgers.
Like, my grandma used to be a staunch
mini fajitas,
Iceland shopper.
Mini hot dogs.
Silly fish.
Mini quiche, yeah. And for a guy of my stature, that's perfect. They're not mini, they're just ordinary sized. So I think I might have to defend Iceland on this one. I'm aware that it might not win, but I just want it out there that I voted Iceland.
Iceland does have some good vegetarian vegan options, but I'm sorry, but Asda does pinch it for me.
That's fine.
Yeah, I agree. It's Asda for me. I find, obviously, the mini stuff that Iceland does great.
Yeah.
But other supermarkets are catching up now, and they have so much more to offer. And also, as a man, I feel safe in Asda.
Except in the toilets.
Because the mums chase you out.
Yeah.
They go in, no. That's why mums go to Iceland, not boys. Get out.
Go eat a Yorkie, you bastard.
Go eat a Yorkie and McCoy's, you fucking shit.
Oh, me head.
Next up is Co-op versus Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's has seen me through years and years of university.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so brand loyalty.
Yeah, brand loyalty. That is that.
So you would fight and die in the Game of Thrones. You'd fight and die for Sainsbury's.
In my orange armour, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Sains would bury all of its opponents.
We studied Sainsbury's in history
Oh my god!
because it's an industrial revolution.
Please don't make me learn about Sainsbury's, Peter.
It's an industrial revolution era thing. It goes way back. John Sainsbury.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. There's a J in there.
And you could they had like ducks hanging up outside and stuff, you know? It was like a really old corner shop with just meat hanging and stuff.
God.
So, you know, it's an old one. It's a long-standing one, and I think it should get points for that alone. I think it was the first supermarket.
Peter, you were there at the opening. We all know it.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's why I defend it.
I want to throw in a little curveball as well, actually. Co-op are the people who can pick up your dead body when you die.
Yeah, what is that? What
Yeah.
they don't know what they are.
Finger in all the pies. Finger in all the
They're a
pies. They're ready.
supermarket, a bank, and a funeral parlour. Like what? Just make your mind
We'll
up.
feed you, we'll fund you, we'll kill you. The co-op. That's what their slogan is.
Yeah,
God, it's the three certainties in life: money, death, and expensive sandwiches.
yeah.
God.
A very poor selection of frozen pizzas for £5.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Sainsbury's.
I'm conflicted.
Oh, come on, Mikey. You know that co-op's shit. Just to...
Wow, like the devil on my shoulder. Come on, Mikey, you know.
Michael, you're your own man. Do what you will.
Okay, fuck it. I'm going Sainsbury's. Is that a resounding victory for Sainsbury's?
That's 2-1.
I mean, it's 2-1.
Okay, well, there we go.
Oh,
We
me
move on
head.
next to the fancy side of shopping. Waitrose or M&S?
Oh, God.
Okay. I have very limited experience in Waitrose and M&S, as you might expect.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
Waitrose is a grandparent shop.
It is,
And I
yes.
feel like M&S is also a grandparent shop. But I have popped into... I used to work in an M&S. That's actually a very good point. I did work in an M&S.
You have very little
wow.
experience with
At
M&S.
the, well, as in, like,
Yeah.
a regular shopper there. But, like, I worked there at the service station, and it was... it's too expensive. I used to rip into Percy Pigs and like write them off as wastage, and every time I'd go sort of back, behind the counter, I'd eat them, like a lot of them. Easter eggs, I'd punch them, and then I'd eat them as well.
I mean, that says it all. I mean, I think M&S should go down because the staff do shit like that.
Yeah, what the fuck, Ben?
It's disgusting. I once was overcome with nausea, and I had to say to a customer, "I'm really sorry," and then I disappeared for 15 minutes.
You were overcome with nausea because you've been eating all these Percy Pigs?
No. I think I was faced with sort of the existential horror of being stuck at Sainsbury's. Sort of not Sainsbury's. I hate Sainsbury's. No, I don't hate Sainsbury's.
Just the regret of
existential
killing all
horror
those
of
pigs.
being stuck at M&S.
Wait, what? Sorry, what
24.
was the point of that anecdote? So what do you mean I was once overcome with nausea and had to disappear for 15 minutes? That's just once I went to work and I didn't feel well. What's that got to do with M&S?
Because you were talking about the poor quality of the employees.
Well, I think that's no, but I'm saying I think it's justified. I think if you don't feel well, I think you're well within your rights to nip off to the toilet for 15 minutes. Is my point.
She was still there when I came back.
Oh God! Oh, you mean you
she
didn't tell you
waited.
didn't feel well? Did you just say?
No, I just said excuse me, and then
Oh, I see. Oh, now I understand.
left for a quarter of an hour.
Oh my God!
She waited.
This poor woman is like about to go pick up a grandkid from school, and she was like in a rush, and you've left her with her waiting, unable to leave.
I'll just be a minute.
I don't have experience with Waitrose, but M&S, I will tell you, the people who shop in there are more often than not some of the most entitled people I have ever met. Someone at a service station once asked me to carry their shopping to their car.
Wow!
Wow.
And I was like, no. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
paid enough
Some
for that.
posh old lady. Like, no, what? No. Do you know what this is?
It's a service station.
Do you
This
know
would
where
not be
you
a
are?
normal one. I'm going to go M&S because I don't know. It is very old people-y. It's very posh, but
They do good adverts.
Yeah, exactly. They're very sexy adverts and
Yeah,
a class beer selection. So I'm going to go M&S. I'm going to stick up for it. But
it's up to you, Ben.
I've said Waitrose.
Oh, you said Waitrose.
yeah,
Okay.
we're going Waitrose. There we go. Sorry, M&S.
Oh, me head.
Asda versus Sainsbury's.
I think Sainsbury's.
Yeah, that was a nice gut reaction there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's obvious. Yeah, Asda, get out. Sorry, it's a surprise you even made it this far.
See you later.
You were lucky to be up against Iceland.
You gotta buy in that.
Yeah.
Oh, me
Okay,
head.
here it is, the finale. This is going to be a tough one. Sainsbury's versus Tesco.
Oh, do you know what? I was going to say, to help us decide, what are their slogans? So Tesco is every little helps, isn't it?
Every little helps.
Every little,
Every little helps.
Yeah.
And Sainsbury's is...
It turns out it's live well for less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Live well for less.
That is a really bad slogan. I don't know.
I like the Tesco ones. I like the Tesco adverts. I like Tesco.
Yeah, I'm okay to let Tesco win.
There we go. Tesco,
grand
congratulations. You'll get
Tesco's
your
champ.
trophy in the post in a couple of weeks. Thank you for taking part in the tournament.
So second place
amazing.
is Sainsbury's, and should we do playoffs for the third place?
Actually, should we do who's the worst?
Iceland.
Wow, there we go. I don't know, Asda. I'm gonna say Asda's the worst in my opinion.
I should say Asda because I voted for Iceland over Asda. Actually,
But
so,
you both instinctually went Iceland as the worst, so I'm going to go with that.
It smells weird in
Just
Iceland.
a big freezer.
Yeah.
It's just a giant. It's a mockery of a supermarket. It's an ice cream truck with no wheels.
Yeah.
I think I went to an Iceland when I was back home in Newcastle a few months ago, and they had the biggest block of cheese I've ever seen. It was quite impressive.
Was it frozen?
How long has it been?
It's from the first ever dairy cow introduced to England. Some real well-aged cheese.
Is that not just the cheese that all other cheese comes from?
Yeah.
It just comes
Yes, the
and
mother
chip bits
cheese.
off.
It's like cells. It just divides and makes more
It
cheese.
reproduces it on its own.
Was it mitosis or something?
Mitosis.
Well, there we go. Thank you, boys, for playing a fighting tournament with me.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing that to us. We've been talking about that for about 15, 20 minutes
Jesus,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it'd be quite contentious, but that was very much a panic thing because I didn't have anything to talk about. So fuck it.
That's okay.
Sorry to the Americans who have no idea what the hell we've just been talking about for 20 minutes.
Oh, they'll be all right.
Asda's like Walmart. There we go.
You're sitting comfortably.
Oh, I'm just coughing up my lungs right now, but
Jesus.
I'm
You don't
very
sound
comfortable.
You don't sound very comfortable, Mikey.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sinking into a deep state of comfort right now, so give me a minute.
Comfort. You went a little bit West Country. You've been down there too long.
Oh dear! Oh, no! I don't. That's the accent I don't want to adopt. Hi, Paul. Bye, Paul. Paul just poked his head through the window.
Oh, Paul.
Oh,
Can he be the new Dave?
Oh, he could be. Yeah, Canadian.
I spoke to Dave earlier.
Oh shit!
Secret Dave news. Dave's going to be back in Bristol for the Jingle Jam.
Oh,
Is he?
my god!
So we need to try and coincide those dates for sure.
Absolutely.
Make that happen. I check in with Dave every so often just to make sure he's still alive because, he's like a lemming.
In what way?
Like a drink-carrying lemming. Well, he'll just walk off a cliff if you don't tell him not to.
That's an urban myth that has been exacerbated by, I think, Walt Disney.
Actually, I think Frankenstein was the doctor.
Did you notice how when I said Walt Disney, the one bit of that I was unsure about, I suddenly came out of the nasal voice?
I think you'll find that's an urban myth that has been passed into popular culture by,
I think Walt Disney.
I think Walt Disney.
Can't act through that.
No.
Or lie to the people in that voice.
Absolutely
The
not.
bank of Wikipedia nerds behind you all frantically tapping away.
Yeah, you can only use that voice if you know for sure
You got to know.
what you're talking about.
Before we get started, speaking about being comfortable, can we just go round and just say what kind of chair we're sitting on? Because I'm on an office chair. I'm assuming you guys are the same.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Whoa.
Oh,
I'm in a four-legged
interesting.
chair.
Wow.
It's upholstered. It's got a big stain on it from the last person who lived here. And I don't know what. I'm hoping it's just a cup of tea, but it might be a big old bum piss.
Oh, I'd never trust a hand-me-down office, any kind of chair like that. Especially if there's a visible stain on it. But
I didn't when I moved in, and then I thought, I'm not buying another fucking chair. I'll sit on the poo chair if I have to. So here I am.
what about you, Mikey? What's yours like?
I'm just sat on the bog standard Yogscast office chair. It's quite nice. It's got articulation. As I'm a big fidgeter, so I like being able to pivot and bounce around. That's why four-legged chairs don't do it for me when I'm computing around the internet.
Oh.
No, I do wish I had an office chair, but yeah, I'm just too cheap, I suppose.
Oh.
Cheap boy.
What are you sitting on, Ben?
My office chair's very cheap. Well, it's a very old one. I've had it for about 10 years now. It came to university with me. And it's just this very cheap faux leather seat. But it's one of those ones that reclines when you don't want it to. And it makes you scared. And it's got the little handle on the side where you push it in, and it's meant to lock it in place so it doesn't recline. And then you sort of lean back on it, and it goes clunk, and you defecate all over the chair.
Oh, was it you?
And then when you move out, you leave it to Peter Austin.
Oh, God.
Wow, mystery solved.
Peter, ich hoffe, dir gefällt mein Puhstuhl. Du bist sehr groß.
Peter, I hope something I couldn't hear, because...
Did it just literally say poo stool?
Ich hoffe, dir gefällt mein Puhstuhl. Du bist sehr groß.
Sorry, can I have that one more time?
Yeah, one more time. Sorry, I think we all know what the best bit of that sentence is. Let's have that again.
Peter, ich hoffe, dir gefällt mein Puhstuhl. Du bist sehr groß.
I don't know. It's just, Peter, I hope something...
Peter, I hope you enjoy my poo chair. You are very tall.
Hope, was that?
Yeah, there's two hopes.
No wonder
she gets
that's
it wrong
disturbing.
sometimes. She gets it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
I love how...
Peter, ich hoffe, dir gefällt mein Puhstuhl.
I love how soft the poo is on that. It's a poo.
Mein Puhstuhl.
Mein Puhstuhl.
So Peter's got my poo stool because this one won't recline properly.
Oh.
Anyway, that's all I've got for now. I've got one more actual bit of documentary dialogue here from the event.
Oh, yeah.
You ready to hear it?
Cousin, guck dir diesen Krankentrick an, mein Kumpel. Plumps.
So that was...
Wait, hang on. What was that?
Let me play it for you
Cousin?
again in German. Hang on. I know that I've put a word in here that it does not know. So let me...
Oh.
Cousin,
Oh,
guck
she's
dir
slow.
diesen Krankentrick an, mein Kumpel.
And
Plumps.
plumps. Do you want to hear it in English?
Something about I've broken some... I think she said... Or I'm ill. I don't know. I heard cranken.
Yeah, pretty much. Here we go. You ready?
Cousin Pete, this sick trick, my dude. Thud.
Sick
Thud.
trick. Cranken
Cousin
trick.
Pete, this sick trick, my dude. Thud.
That happened. That's real.
Thud. Is that what it translated to plumps?
Plumps, yeah. Yeah, it did. I don't know why. Just
Michael's
plumps.
gone with plumps.
That's
there.
it. Plumps.
I kind of acknowledge plumps in the moment. I was like, oh, that's quite funny. And just, I don't know, hearing the discussion of the word plumps and thud.
Plumps.
Thud. They don't say thud in Germany, even though it's an onomatopoeia. They say plumps.
I guess maybe they're a bit fatter over there, so that's the sound they make when they fall.
That famous line from the beginning of Winnie the Pooh when he's coming down the stairs, and it's thud, thud, thud.
Yeah.
But it's just plumps, plumps, plumps.
Yeah.
It's not giving me plumps this time.
Okay.
Aw.
Maybe because it's context sensitive. Oh, it's giving me... Oh, this is way better. Okay. So here's what I've written in English.
Here comes Winnie the Pooh. Thud, thud, and thud.
Oh, thud, thud, and thud. Are you ready for it in German?
Yeah.
Please.
Hier kommt Winnie the Pooh, Schlag, Schlag, Schlag.
Schlag, schlag, schlag.
Arguably an improvement on plumps.
I've got a thing. I've got a quick thing, which will sort of balance out the fact that we've been on these first two questions for a long old time. It's just a news article that I saw reported. It was actually a while ago, but I've been meaning to bring it to the podcast. Really, just for the way it's been written. You know, a little bit like last time we did the podcast, I read that Wikipedia article about your mum jokes. Yeah. And it's when people try to write things formally, even though they're really silly.
Right.
And this is a sensational storyline from metro.co.uk. That's not storyline, just story. That has been written in very much a journalistic way, even though it's just a silly thing that happened. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mum shocked. Sorry, I've just reread this headline and it's really good.
Okay.
I hope I can get through this. Mum shocked as meat face turns up inside 91p pack of Aldi sausages.
Meat face?
What the fuck's a meat face?
Mum shocked as meat face turns up in 91p pack of Aldi sausages.
Is meat face a Scooby-Doo villain?
Oh god, it could be. Yeah.
Aren't we all meat faces, really?
True.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Yeah,
day.
every face is a meat face.
Well, you're not. You're a vegan face.
Oh, yeah, I've got carrot face.
You got broccoli face.
Oh, no.
So, maybe I should send you the image first. So, let me just
Okay.
send this to you. We'll try and remember to put this in the link dump. But if not, just search for Mum shocked as she finds meat face.
Oh
in-
my god! Oh my god! We haven't done a link dump for ages, just so people can Google it themselves. What the fuck is that?
So now that you've seen the photo, this should be just so. Someone has done that deliberately at the factory, basically.
Yeah.
And it looks like a portrait of the daughter at the front.
It does actually, yeah. And now that you know that someone has done that at the factory and just had a bit of a silly joke, and let's all just calm down because someone's being silly. Let's see what you think of the way they've written up this article.
Okay.
A mum says she is worried about quality control after finding a sausage meat faced inside a 91p pack of Aldi bangers.
Peter, sorry.
Yeah.
Before you continue, I feel like we could do more to describe the meat face because
for those who were unable to,
it upsets me that people might have no earthly idea because this is a pack of sausages, right? It's just meant to be sausages.
Yeah.
I'm really confused about what is it?
So it's a really flat circular patty about the size of someone's face, and then it's got two smaller circles,
sort of
as
fried
sort of
egg
eyes.
looking,
with even smaller circles on top, and then what looks the most like a sausage,
a big flat
curved
sausage
into a smile.
Yeah,
and I don't know how they've done this with just sausages.
And there's no nose. I don't think it's necessarily just sausage. I think it's done with sausage meat. I think they've sort of molded it.
It's just so white. It's got no colour.
I mean, those look like cheap sausages, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad at opening up my bag of sausages and getting that.
I'd cook it up for breakfast.
I'd be absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
They don't put toys in cereal anymore, but if I can get a fucking meat face.
The best thing is, look at the packaging that it's come in. So it looks like more of a
ready meal.
Well, yeah, but it's like a loose package. It's not like in a box. It's in like almost like a jiffy bag. So how did she not feel that there was one enormous slab of sausage meat in there rather than, lots of different sausages?
She looks like a Kerry. I think she said, Kerry, it's my time. It's my time to shine. We're going to get on the local news.
She's going through the entire supermarket like blind bags trying to feel out the sausage faces.
There's a second photo that's almost identical but just slightly different poses from everyone involved.
It's time for Kerry's meat face.
There you go.
That's great.
Her name is Fran. Let me tell you all about
that's
her.
Disappointing. Okay.
Was that the meat face's name?
Yeah, yes. Fran Webster, 28, meatface, said, someone clearly got bored on their shift and decided to form a different shape out of the sausage meat. Aldi has apologised, saying it's working with its sausage supplier to try and piece together what had happened. Fran said, I'd like to give the person who did it a high five. It's amazing, but it does make you worry about eating sausages that were in the packet.
I mean, that packaging.
Yeah, that's the least of your worries.
Is that? It looks like it might say 26 sausages.
Holy shit. Yeah.
For 91
Does that look about right, Peter?
Oh, it says actually how many sausages are in here.
Oh, does it?
She had taken the pack out of the freezer, thinking she would find 20 ordinary sausages inside.
20 sausages?
To make a casserole.
What quality were you expecting?
She wanted to make a casserole. She could have just put the face in it and covered it.
Exactly.
In a packet of 20, we got only 12 sausages, and then this massive face came out, she said.
I mean, at least there were sausages in there, so that's something.
Yeah. Fran could feel an unusual lump in the blue and white pack. She said, I thought, what the hell is that? When I turned it over, I saw it was a face. Luckily, my mate was there as well. I don't know why that's fortunate.
Luckily.
Because it could have got me.
Yeah. The face was around an inch thick and rough. An inch thick? And
no, it's not. Look at it.
And roughly the same size as a CD. Fran added...
No, it's not! It's massive.
Fran added, I wrapped it back up in tin foil and put it back in my freezer.
Because it might be evidence.
This gets better and better. I forgot how good this was.
It's like a beloved dead pet. Oh, let's put it in the freezer.
The kids wanted to eat it. But I was a bit concerned about the fact that workers have been able to do that. That's worrying.
I'm really upset there's no pictures of it, like, cooked.
Oh, she should have cooked it for sure. The 12 sausages went straight in the bin. Luckily, she had a spare pack for the casserole.
Yes, Fran.
And Fran said the face discovery has not diminished her love for Aldi. The supermarket said it was investigating how the item came to be sold. An Aldi spokeswoman last night said, "We apologise to Miss Webster and have offered a refund on this product. We are currently speaking to our supplier to understand how this could have happened."
For God's sake. If Aldi do not stock a sausage meat face soon, they will have missed a trick.
I would give up veganism for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the fact that Fran has 40 sausages in a freezer at all times.
God, you never know when you need a casserole, right?
You could have potato smiley faces with a sausage smiley face. You could have just an entire plate full of faces for dinner.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was the best thing I've ever heard.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh my God, the caption to the image that I've sent you is just, "That's not a sausage." Amazing. Anyway, that's my thing. Meat face.
Oh,
amazing.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Incredible.
Oh, me head.
I just googled like the death of Osama bin Laden in case he was like, you remember how he was dropped off in the sea?
Yeah.
So I was hoping that was in November, but no, that was in the 2nd of May. So I propose waterworks happen on the 2nd of May every year.
Okay. I thought that was colloquially described as the big plop.
Oh no. Was it?
I might be wrong.
Sorry.
What was it, the 2nd of May?
2nd of May, yeah.
Every May the 2nd is the big plop day.
I thought that's just sort of once a month when you order Domino's.
No, I order Domino's more regularly than that.
Well, we've sorted that. We've sorted fireworks.
I think we had a very grown-up discussion about it.
Yeah.
We did. We had a grown-up discussion, and we ended with that. So I'm happy. I think we should move on to our thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm happy to do my thing.
Oh, me head.
I want to talk about some famous animals for a bit.
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
The first one is, I think, one of my favourite animals to ever exist in the history of everything. He's actually a resident fixture of the podcast. We talked about him in episode 7 of Podiots, but I think it's time we expanded his story.
Oh, is it the headless chicken?
It's Uncle Fatty.
Oh, Uncle Fatty.
So for those who don't remember, Uncle Fatty is... Uncle Fatty is a wild macaque from Thailand, and he weighs 3 times the average for his species.
Oh, wow.
To quote the BBC website, the obese monkey was the head of a complex snack hustle. Those are the 3 best words you'll ever read on the BBC website. Complex snack hustle. He leads a pack of minions who help keep him supplied with snacks and soft drinks discarded by tourists. But also, he'd redistribute these items to the younger monkeys. So kind of like Robin Hood.
What a good guy.
So due to the monkey's size, the locals dubbed him Uncle Fatty, and pictures of him were spread around social media a few years ago. Unfortunately, this alerted local wildlife officials to his whereabouts.
Oh no.
Oh no, the internet dubbed him in.
Yeah, well, they decided to go ahead and fat shame him. They decided it was time Uncle Fatty went on a diet.
No!
I'm going to Google, I want to remind myself how fat he is.
It's
Can
just
you
beautiful.
post it in the chat?
Yeah, I will. Oh my Christ. He's just a tumour with a head on, that's what he looks like.
Oh my God! Don't call Uncle Fatty a tumour.
Look at him though, hang on.
Hang on, all I'm seeing is meat face currently.
I know, yeah.
I mean, that is
what
what
he
Uncle
looks
Fatty
like.
is.
It's no different, really.
I'm ready.
Oh, it's loading. Oh my God.
Oh, look at that ploppy boy.
Absolute unit.
What a round lad.
He looks like Jabba the Hutt. He's not got any legs.
Oh.
That's a fat macaque.
It is.
So, wildlife officials set out to find and capture Uncle Fatty, but they said it was not easy to catch him.
What? Why?
Too fast.
This is just a good detail here. Oh, stop posting pictures of Uncle Fatty. I need to
Look how red his tummy is. It's all distended.
It's really sore.
So it was difficult to catch him because he was the leader of his pack, and when I tried to go in, I had to fight off a flock of them with sticks.
Oh.
Oh, God.
So it got violent. But with him captured, Uncle Fatty was shipped off to Fat Camp, where he was fed a healthy and more steady diet of fruits, vegetables, and lean protein.
This makes me so sad. What does he look like now? Have we got a before and after?
Oh,
Do we have a montage?
the Uncle Fatty workout montage. And he'll do a workout tape soon.
I'll do some Googling for you now. See if there's an after.
Yeah, I want to know if he walked along the razor's edge.
I've got some stats here.
I think you mean fats.
Oh, Uncle Fat's camp. Fat Camp went well. He lost 8% of his body mass, and his tummy no longer dragged along the ground. However, news broke the other week, and the headline reads...
No.
Chunky monkey that became an internet star due to its enormous belly...
Michael, please.
...is feared dead.
No!
After disappearing from Animal Fat Camp in Thailand.
Oh no, they broke him out.
Feared dead or missing.
So yeah, there's been no sightings of Uncle Fatty for 4 months.
God. You know what that means to me?
What does that mean?
Is that he's so trim that he fits right in with the other monkeys.
Oh my God, he became one of them. After his disappearance, locals asked police to check CCTV footage from areas he was known to roam in, but there was no sign. Officials fear he is dead. Prior to his disappearance, he had lost his appetite, sparking fears that he isolated himself to prepare for his death.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, I thought you were going to say prior to his disappearance he'd posted something on Twitter or something like that.
Vacation time. Oh. So please, this is a plea. If you've seen or heard anything about the whereabouts of Uncle Fatty, please get in touch. This is of vital importance.
Is there a helpline?
Make sure you tweet us. Make sure you tweet us at Vidiots Official.
Yeah, I'll give out my personal phone number in the description of the video to call me and tell me anything you know.
Corey Tucker, at It's Corey Tucker, asked, what do you guys think of the one-off nudist special of Jungle Run, Naked Jungle, that was hosted by Keith Chegwin?
I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry.
So I thought that was supposed to be just a funny question. So I've brought a fifth question, like a real question later, for later on. But I then Googled this, and it's a real thing. And I want to read it to you.
Pray tell.
So before we get into that, do you fellas, you're aware of Jungle Run, right? You know what that's about?
Absolutely.
Who used to host Jungle Run?
Oh, God. Someone really familiar.
A guy called, I think he was called Michael or something. I think there may have been a couple of different hosts, but hang on, let's see. Jungle Run.
Sort of a Crystal Maze kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Presented by... Oh, Dominic Wood used to present it.
Holy shit.
Right.
For a time.
That's why. I thought there was someone I knew.
But that's interesting because he's BBC.
Sorry, I googled it myself, and under the episodes tab, season 3, episode 1, the Coronation Street special.
Oh God!
Right, so Jungle Run, for those of you who don't know, across the Atlantic or into Europe, was a children's TV show that was essentially, I think maybe 3 or 4 kids would go on, and there would be this, what seems in my memory like an enormous series of like sets and stages that were like really well dressed. They were probably a lot smaller if you went back and watched it, but they were jungle themed. There were 2 like chimps or like gorillas in costumes, and they just sort of run from one physical challenge to the next in different areas. Some were like water based, and
it did look good. It was like a really well designed show.
And it was basically like, you're right, Ben, it was like Crystal Maze, because they would earn like ruby monkeys or something, and then so many monkeys at the end would give them a certain amount of time in the final challenge or something like that. So that's Jungle Run. Naked Jungle is a real thing. I've got the Wikipedia page right here. Naked Jungle was a one-off television game show produced for the UK terrestrial TV channel Channel 5 by Yorkshire Television.
Good old Yorkshire.
Yes.
Yeah, the old 50p game TV. It aired on the 6th of June 2000. A game show with an assault course format based on and using the same set as the children's show Jungle Run.
Oh, no.
It was controversial because its contestants were nudists.
Right.
The program's the nudist juices all over this lovely children's set.
No, and then the kids came in the following week after all these old naked people had been there. The program's presenter, Keith Chegwin, was also naked except for a hat.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
That's not really naked then, is it? You need a hat. That's fine.
Well, Yeah, you can leave your hat on. It was part of a special season of programmes on the channel to mark the 50th anniversary of British naturism.
What?
Yes.
A video, I guess a VHS, of Naked Jungle was released by Universal Home Entertainment in late 2000. It was rated 15 by the BBFC.
And this has got naked boys running around in it. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they have their Wilsons cropped off, or like was it blurred or something?
No.
Full Wilson?
No, I don't think it was. I'll tell you about the format of the show, but as far as I can tell, there was no censoring of.
Oh my god!
Of that,
it's literal porn.
Yeah, basically. So the program was made basically in the same format as Jungle Run. 10 competitors were 5 naturist couples who were separated into men and women with a single winner from each gender. The winner of the men and of the women then competed. That's a really weirdly worded sentence. The winner of the men and of the women then competed in a final inside the Temple of the Body.
Ooh,
right.
To win a potential prize of £5,000.
Is it worth it? Is it worth getting naked on TV for that?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, these are actual naturists, so they probably don't mind.
That's
but
true, actually, yeah.
It says, while in Jungle Run, the competitors collected bananas and later monkey statues. In Naked Jungle, the objective was to obtain fig leaves, a biblical cover for genitalia. Surprisingly, well, it attracted 2 million viewers, apparently, which was a record.
I mean, I tune into that.
It was a record for Channel 5 at the time. And it was 20% of the entire TV audience share in its time slot. So
wow. That's how you get the people, is naked Chegwin.
I mean, it says, like, since its debut in 1997, Channel 5 has always aimed to attract 5% of the total audience share. So they did really well off Naked Jungle.
Sure did.
Yeah. Or maybe it just did well off Naked Cheggers. I don't know.
Was Cheggers also naked?
He was. He just had a hat on.
Oh, is that... Sorry, I didn't hear that bit.
Yeah.
God.
Dick bin Cheggers.
I don't know if I want that.
And we've got some audience feedback here. Channel 5 stated that it had received 50 phone calls relating to the programme.
No.
Evenly split between appreciation and criticism.
Wow.
Including a woman who said that the programme was responsible for curing her postnatal depression.
Wow. Just laughing at that Chegwin wang.
Yeah. The Independent Television Commission, ITC, declared that it had only received one complaint about the show. This was from a viewer complaining that he could do without Keith Chegwin prancing around.
The naked Keith Chegwin was a bit too much for me.
An ITC spokesman said there was no guideline against Keith Chegwin being on television.
Didn't break any rules. The
No,
Chegwin
unfortunately
rule.
not. And late night nudity in a non-sexual context and in a program that is well signposted may not be in breach of the program codes. So apparently that's fine if you just tell people. I guess they do it now, don't they? There's a couple of shows that are made these days where people just get actually naked on telly.
Oh,
There's
yeah. Naked Attraction, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really strange where they're just all naked and they look at each other's bits and decide
What's that show where they go into the room, the couples, and they just have sex in a
sex
cube?
box.
Sex box. They just have sex in a cube while experts chat outside, and then they come back out when they're done. Like, wow, how was that? And they have a frank discussion in front of an audience after having sex in a box.
Yeah.
That sounds magic.
Really weird.
I don't.
Speaking of sex boxes, can I send over some screenshots? I'm sorry for everyone at home of naked Keith Chegwin.
Why not?
How much knob is there in there?
There's thankfully no knob. But
oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
Oh
no, Keith.
I mean, he's covered up, isn't he? Like he's not.
Yeah, like his bits aren't flagrantly whipping around, but
there's no full frontal going on.
Well, I have confirmation here from the article. The show did have full frontal nudity. Nudity.
Oh, wow.
I just said nudity. The show's full frontal nudity and display of genitalia caused a furore in the Daily Mail.
Of course.
Yeah, they were livid, which described the show as having plumbed new depths of indecency on television.
Ooh, wow.
Never heard. Okay. It plumbed new depths. It's quite strange.
Plums on the mind.
Yeah. The naturist gloss assured us, A, that no one will mention blowjobs.
Okay.
And that B, the women will have droopy breasts.
Wow.
Good. It's just a strange remark. It's quite specific, really, that those two things were...
Yeah, that's very odd.
And Chegwin said that Naked Jungle was the worst career move he's made in his entire life.
Wow. Really?
Really,
though, Keith?
And if he could turn the clock back, he would. He said that due to the programme's time slot of 11 p.m, he believed it would not have gained so much publicity.
Oh, Keith, you should have known better.
So that's Chegs. Cheggers was actually naked on the telly with a bunch of other people in the children's Jungle Run set.
Oh, God.
What an age we live in. My God.
Can you tell the story of how you got Dave Benson Phillips to appear in your last video? I bet it was super straightforward and not literally as complicated and weird as you would imagine getting Dave Benson Phillips to appear in your last video would be.
I am so glad we're finally getting to tell the story.
Who wants to lead the charge on this?
Well, you sent him the email, didn't you, Ben? Or you sent the email to his agent.
This was... I'll quickly say this before you carry on. His website has a contact me page or a contact me button, and I believe it's meant to automatically open your email client software on your computer and autofill his email address, but it doesn't work because it's Dave Benson Phillips' website, so of course it doesn't work. But hovering over the link, Google Chrome gives you a preview of the link in the bottom left-hand corner, like the full hyperlink. So I was able to see what his email address was from that. So by doing a little bit of sleuthing, because his website doesn't work properly, I was able to reach out and make contact with DBP.
Is this the only reason he's not getting any work? Is because the
email form is broken?
I think so.
Come on, Dave,
there are people queuing up desperately trying to get hold of him, but he just... the link doesn't
BBC
work.
has been trying to email him for years.
Yeah. Well, I believe you got into... I mean, I think this... the reason I asked you is because I think you should tell this part of the story, and then I'll talk about trying to handle the actual file, because there were a number of issues with that as well.
God.
Okay, I'll keep it brief then. It costs £50.
Yeah.
It was forwarded over to Dave's agent. It was very nice. Never actually dealt directly with David himself.
See, that's where I think Dave's agent is just Dave Benson Phillips' alternate email address. It all goes back to the same person. It's just an alter ego. So in fact, you were talking to Dave all along.
I would not be surprised. I'd like to have dealt with him directly. I used to watch him, as a child, like we all did.
Yeah,
be amazing to him. Anyway, he fucking pawned me off to his agent, and his agent asked sort of what exactly we'd like him to do, because in the original email I said, hey, we have a YouTube channel, we're making this big video and we'd love you to be a part of it, just a short little video clip with a short script. And they said, yeah, send over the script, it'll probably cost about 50 quid. And I was like, okay, that's incredibly reasonable. And I wrote out this script very specifically, and I gave him the exact lines I wanted him to deliver. I even gave stage directions, including like things that I thought maybe he would be able to relate to and understand, like panto villain laugh. And he didn't do any of it at all.
That costs
he read some of the words, but not verbatim.
Yeah, he sort of followed the script and realised there were bits that he should have read and shouldn't have read. There was a bit in there at the end, the serious bit that we wanted to go in the video was the first part, and then I again in the stage directions I said, okay, now you can say this bit normally, and it was, hey Mikey, Peter and Ben, just want to say congrats on the year of doing Vidiots, blah blah blah. And I thought, okay, maybe we could use that for the podcast when we come back, or put that out in another video, because it was kind of weird that he would just change gears from being this like panto villain to suddenly saying this nice message. So I thought we could clip it out. But no, he just read the whole thing kind of in one go in the same voice. And Peter had a lot of fun with the video next.
So I was editing that last episode of Worst Games Ever, where we fell through the portal. And as we're tumbling down the sort of time tunnel or whatever it was, Dave Benson Phillips appears behind us to reveal that it was him all along who was doing the Portal Goblin ransom notes and so on. Number one, his green screen was so brightly... I mean, it wasn't a green screen. I think it was a wall.
It was a wall. It was just a wall.
It was just a wall. But it was slightly green, but mostly grey-white. And trying to key it out was nearly impossible. So if I did that, basically his eyes and teeth would disappear because anything vaguely sort of brightly coloured would just go.
A bit adequate for the portal goblin, though.
Well, true, yeah. So there's... I mean... The reason that the sort of video of him behind us in that epilogue is so noisy and staticky is because that's all I could do to hide the terrible keying out job that I'd done. So I deliberately had to make it like a fuzzy thing. It was actually much better quality than that. The other thing was that when he says, "Ah ha ha, yes, it was me all along, Dave Benson Phillips, beloved TV presenter," burned into his own video that he sent us, it said along the bottom as a lower third, Idris Elba. And
what?
we didn't get a chance to, we didn't ask for that. I think he puts that on every video that he makes because he thinks it's a joke, like a funny joke. But given the context of what we wanted to use the clip in, it doesn't make sense for it to say Idris Elba on the Portal Goblins TV transmission.
Don't know why you're complaining. He threw in a free extra. We should be blessing the man.
Those are production values right there.
Yeah, well, he
put
threw
the text
in
filter on.
several extras. The pile of DVDs in the corner that needed cropping out.
That's my favourite bit. Is just the fact it's Dave Benson Phillips' spare room.
Dave's sad warehouse.
Yeah, just a wall that was never meant to be used for video just happened to be a bit green, so he sits in front of it.
And the ultimate extra that he threw in was right at the end. We did not ask
twist
him to say, good luck with what's going on in the future, just leave me out of it. So that kind of implies that he's very much aware of what we do. And, he was willing to sell his soul for 50 quid, but does not want to be remotely involved in any future content. So here we are talking about him in the first episode of the podcast.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have done it, should he? Quite frankly, it's his fault.
Yeah. So. I remember walking into the office, I think the day after Ben got sent that, and Ben just messaged me like, hey, the Dave Benson video's through. Is really weird. And I got worried, and just hearing him say that last sentence was genuinely bone chilling. I was like, oh God, what have we done to this man?
Just leave me out of it. All right. Then he sort of gave a knowing look, and we're like, oh God.
And then there's a bit of a long pause, and then he realises, oh wait, I'm not done yet. And he goes, 150 points.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Because I thought, might as well...
Just like he said on the programme.
Might as well get him to say that, and we can use that in something else as well. But no, he just delivered it all in one really weird monologue. Like the Panto villain bit at the start, that was meant to be the laugh. I wanted him to go, yes, it was me. But he just went, yes, it was me, Dave Benson Phillips, beloved. And he didn't quite read all the words properly, and then he sort of said, leave me out of it, and
he doesn't even laugh. He sort of goes, ha ha ha.
I think we find out recently that he had foot and mouth.
Oh, yeah. God. Is he a cow?
Did we tell you about this, Mikey? Are you aware of this?
I genuinely had no idea about this. Is he infected with the foot and mouth?
So what video was it, Ben? How did we find it? Did someone link it to us?
Someone sent it. Someone tweeted us it, and I didn't really watch it too much. He was part of a compilation of talking heads about some kind of theatre production. Didn't have a lot of views on the video, but he talked sort of at great length about personal issues that he'd faced.
Oh God, Dave!
There was more than hand, foot, and mouth. So it was a compilation of talking heads. I think it was someone had basically everyone they worked with over a period of a year. They spoke to them for like half an hour while they were at whatever workplace they were at, because there were various different kinds of there were video editors and camera ops and vloggers and Dave Benson Phillips. It was just a weird selection of people.
In his own category, defies categorization.
Yeah, so I think they just did it with anyone who was there that day, basically, wherever this was. And the question was, what were you doing last year, or what position were you in last year? God. This vlogger is saying in the last 12 months I've given up my job and I'm doing YouTube full time. Dave Benson Phillips goes, this time last year I actually had hand, foot and mouth. And the guy behind the camera just laughs, and you can hear him on the microphone saying, what do you mean you had hand, foot and mouth? He said he does a lot of work with children, like children's parties and stuff, and he reckons that's probably where he picked it up.
What the fuck?
And you saw that bit, Ben, but I carried on watching, And Dave Benson came back because they were cutting to and fro from various talking heads. And he goes on to say, last year I had hand, foot and mouth. Then eventually I lost the use of my legs, or lost the use of one of my legs or something.
Oh my God, Dave, you're right.
And I mean, I laughed. The only reason I allowed myself to sort of chuckle there is because it's a kind of shocked laughter, and he's okay now. So, I don't feel too bad about... But, he was delivering it with a bit of a smirk as well, because he knows how bizarre it sounds. But apparently it was... he got, diagnosed with diabetes, and that affected... I don't know if it affected his circulation or, the nerves in his legs or something. Anyway, he now has the use of his legs back, but he says he used to drink, loads of slush puppies and stuff.
Is his website now Dave Does Things for Insulin?
Oh, God.
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, that would be sad. Just leave me out of it.
Just leave me out of it. We're talking about his health issues now.
Yeah,
well,
Dave,
it's his
fault.
You. Yeah, we do love you, but God, sorry.
No, we wish him the best. And I think he saw if not the funny side, the sort of shocking side to his medical mishaps over the past 12 months.
Crazy.
Poor boy.
But yeah, that's the basic story there with our adventure with Dave Benson Phillips. It was quite the time.
What a tale.
We'll do what we can from now on to leave him out of it.
Yeah, we'll probably get more questions about him.
Yeah.
Discuss him again. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if his fan account that's definitely not run by him tweets us again saying, "Whoa, I think it's a bit unfair.
He's a lovely bloke.
He's
trying his best."
150 likes.
I've got an uncle. Well, he's my great uncle actually, who he's basically like a chuckle brother in that he has had so many jobs. He's it's like a new job every day. Like Dan the Van sorts him out with a new job kind of thing each morning. He's worked in a diamond mine. He's been a songwriter. He's been he's worked on a fishing trawler for 6 months in the middle of the ocean. He's been a gardener and a painter and just loads of stuff. And he spent some time in South Africa because he travels the world a lot as well. And in South Africa, they had bidets, and he got used to using a bidet.
Oh.
And this guy, I hasten to add, is an idiot, and he won't mind me saying so. Not that he'll ever hear this, but he's like a walking disaster area. He's just one of those people who almost buildings fall down when he walks past them kind of thing. Just everything goes wrong for him. So he's like a chuckle brother, is what he is. Literally a chuckle brother. So he got used to using bidets in South Africa, and then he came back. I don't know if it was back to Britain or somewhere else in Europe or over in America, but he was in a non-bidet country, and he was in this toilet somewhere, and he'd been for a shit, and then decided, no bidet in this country. So what he did was, he took his trousers down and sat in the sink, right?
Oh, God.
And turned the taps on. Unfortunately, the sink then came off the wall, and all the water just started spraying out.
He's got this pooey bum, and he's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah. So he had a wet pooey bum, and then had to, go and find someone to say, hello, the sink's come off the wall because I sat on it. You're going to have to turn the stopcock because there's water spraying.
God, that's actually kind of terrifying because sinks are made from ceramic or something? No. Yeah. Whatever it's made from, when it shatters, it becomes incredibly sharp.
Porcelain.
Porcelain.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is dangerous to go anywhere near that stuff. So he got off pretty lucky there. A bit of embarrassment.
Jesus.
I just Googled how to use a bidet, and I'm looking at the WikiHow article.
Oh, not the WikiHow. Has it got weird illustrations?
Oh, you know it does. It's not that weird. The weirdest bit for me was going down to the community questions and answers section and seeing a question, can I use my bidet to bathe my baby?
Oh my God. No. No, don't.
Abigail replies, absolutely not. Besides, bidets are riddled with germs and bacteria. Do not bathe the baby in a toilet. It's advice for life.
No. Don't do that.
God.
Apparently, a lot of bidets have, some have little dryers built into them, so maybe that makes it more appetizing.
Yeah, I'd be slightly more interested in that. Yeah, if that was the case, but still, I don't really get it.
I need someone to show me how to use it.
Because do you have to Yeah, I mean, I need to know how to use it. But do you have to like sort of scrub with your hands?
Oh God, no, I hope not.
I don't know if it would have to be like a fairly strong jet for you to be confidently clean, like
But then, like, if it's too strong, that's just going to cause mayhem.
Oh, you fill it, do you?
I
thought it just sprayed you. I'm looking at these pictures.
Yeah, see, I thought it sprayed as well. That's maybe why I've never been able to work out.
Is that? Do you just dunk your bum in it?
Oh, imagine the water.
That's just a shitty bath.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I'm going to quickly look at a video. I'll skim through it. God,
because some of the illustrations I've seen show it as a jet that sprays directly into your bot.
Yeah.
And then some just sort of like hover near the tap. And it's like, well, how am I going to get the tap to spray at the angle I need it to? And then some of them are fill a shit bath. Oh. I don't know which one is which, but none of it sounds massively convenient because you're basically having to hover. You can't actually sit down.
Yeah. I agree that when you think about it, toilet paper seems archaic in some ways. But it's
and
like
it hurts as well if you do it wrong.
Yeah, but it's like, what are the alternatives? I mean, wet wipes. If we could all just wet wipe from now until forever, that would be great. But I don't think that's very economical.
No,
that's how we made the Fatberg as well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Okay, so it looks like it is like a jet that goes up. That's just a weird illustration.
Okay. Well, my grandparents' one just has a tap, so I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, I think
some of them have a jet, and some of them you do have to do a poo bath.
Oh,
I don't like the idea of a poo bath.
You do a little wiggle and you're all clean, I guess.
Oh.
No, you're not.
You're not.
You've now got pooey water on the underside of your legs.
Oh. You've just spread the poo around your bot.
Oh my God.
What on earth is that?
That's from a BuzzFeed article. I just sent a picture from the article titled, "I cleaned my ass with a bidet and this is what happened." So Google that and you'll find the picture. We were also horrified to see.
Face went onto their arse? Is that what's happening?
It looks like it, doesn't it? And why is it brown down there? Don't like it.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm just going to move on. Thank you very much, everybody, for the questions, and thank you for the things. That's it. Just keep typing. I don't want to see it.
I can't type anymore.
Keep going.
Have you been banned for spam?
Where it is, it's gone now. We all just had to type to push it up the chat. We didn't want to see it anymore. Right, well, gents, I think we're done. Are we done here?
Are we done?
Very much so.
We're done. Excellent. Right, well, thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Kevin, run the thing. Kevin. Play the one.
Wake up.
What?
Kevin.
It's happening.
Oh, bye.
Bye.